I'm Kristin. I am a bodybuilder turned powerlifter. I have state records in the bench and squat in Idaho and also New Mexico. And I'm going to take you guys through my squat day. So I like to take Charlie Mike as an intra workout for a couple of reasons. It has the coconut water in there, which helps keep me hydrated, and then it also has sodium, which helps replenish some electrolytes that you lose while you're working out. And especially powerlifting, I'm typically in here for an hour and a half to 2 hours sometimes, so I definitely need something intra workout to keep me going. All right, so when I get set up to do a squat, I personally do low bar squat because I do powerlifting. You could also do high bar, it's a little bit more common. So when I get set up, the first thing that I do is I make sure that I roll the bar towards the back. And then my grip is pretty narrow because I have really good shoulder mobility. Depending on how comfortable it is for you, designates where your hands are gonna go on the bar. I'm pretty flexible, so I can go in pretty narrow. And then I'm gonna squeeze under the bar. And for low bar, it should be on your rear delts, so about right here. High bar is gonna be a little bit more up on your traps, so you can see the difference. This would be high bar, and this would be low bar. I also make sure that I plant both of my feet when I go to pick up the bar. That's really important. A lot of people, when they first start lifting, they'll try to take the bar off with a staggered stance, and you can actually lose your balance and potentially injure yourself. So you always wanna make sure you're using both feet to pick up. Take a big deep breath in and brace. So especially if you're not wearing a belt, it's kind of hard to figure out the concept of bracing. You're not really pushing out. You're gonna take a big deep breath and just kind of tighten everything. It's kind of considered like a 360 breath. I like to think about pushing out in my obliques. It helps you brace your core. So when you're picking up the weight, if you don't brace, you're gonna pick up the weight, and as soon as you step back, you might feel yourself slump a little bit because you don't have tension. You also want to keep tension in your back, just to make sure that you're the most stable and strong that you can be. So both feet. When you're taking your step back, you also want to take as few steps as possible because you're wasting energy if you're going to take multiple steps back and then set up. So I typically like to take 3 at max. So step, step, and then maybe to set up from there. My feet are also about shoulder width apart. That's also based off of what feels most comfortable to you. And then you can take another big deep breath in. If I have the bar here, and as soon as I go down, I take that big deep breath, brace, and then I also like to, I'm pointing my feet, so my feet are straight, but I'm thinking about spreading the floor with my knees and my feet, and then I come down. When you're trying to spread the floor, what I mean by that is you're trying to push your knees out the whole time. So as you're coming down, you're pushing them out, and then when you come back up, you're still trying to push your knees and your feet out so that your glutes are engaged. A lot of times when people fail a squat, it's because their knees cave in and they're not strong in that position. So you're trying to spread the floor, keep your knees out, and push through your glutes. I'm gonna push through your whole foot, not just your heel. A lot of people think just pushing through your heel. You actually wanna keep force on your whole foot. With the bar, I actually try to pull my elbows back and together. That helps keep my back really tight. So all of those things all at once, spreading the floor, pulling my elbows back, and then pushing all the way through. I typically look kind of straightforward towards the floor. That's just what's most comfortable for me, because if I lift in a bunch of different gyms, I always just focus on the floor. That way I don't get set on looking at a specific thing. Like if I'm training at home, there's a specific spot that I could look. But if I go to a different gym, then I need to be able to utilize just looking in a specific direction. That has worked best for me. I know a lot of people, when they look down, they feel like they're gonna lean forward. I also don't really like to look super far up because I feel like that's gonna strain my neck.